everyone, welcome to today's video. I'm so glad to be back. I've missed you guys so much, and I have loads to update you on, stuff to tell you, but the main issue of today is this room. This is probably going to be a multi-part series, but this room's a disaster. The chair is full, the shelves are full, I have more laundry than I know what to do with. But anyway, things have gotten a little bit out of hand, things have gotten a bit ridiculous. I was sick for 6 or 8 weeks, so I'm much better now, thankfully. But I'll fill you guys all in on that over the next little while. But anyway, I'm not going to waffle on for once. So without further ado, let's get straight into cleaning this disaster of a room. Also, I wanted to say welcome to the channel if you are new. Welcome back if you've been here before, and I cannot wait to catch up with you guys, see what's been going on with you, and fill you in on what's been going on with me. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to get started over here on this chair. There's laundry on this. I'm going to add it all to the laundry before we clear out the laundry. I have a few bits over there and you'll see them now in a second. Let's get started. So one thing I really wanted to work on in this video and in this project that I'm doing is to try and simplify things. You know, it's as that phrase goes, work smarter, not harder. So I'm kind of applying it to multiple aspects of my life as much as I can. But in relation to this, it's a huge goal that I want to achieve this year. And part of that is the process of decluttering, because having too much stuff is just a perfect way to make everything more difficult, more complicated, and all of that kind of stuff. So the room's has gotten very bad, to be honest. And I'm going to talk about that more later on in the video. But for now, I want to focus on what I'm doing. Just gathering up this stuff and really simplifying the job. So decluttering can be hard enough on its own as a job by itself, but I think at times, myself included in this especially, I can overcomplicate things and make them a little bit more difficult than they need to be. Now I do try and make it as simple as possible, but even now as I rethink and go over the stuff and videos I've made in the past, there are some systems and some ideas that I've given that I think could be simplified down and made easier. So that's the kind of thing I'm going to work on in this series and in the coming weeks, trying to simplify the process of decluttering, of organisation, because I think as individual elements the stuff isn't overly complicated, but if you're trying to do it all, it can become very overwhelming very quickly, and I want to simplify that. Okay, so I've brought all the laundry together. Underneath is the actual laundry basket and it's full, and then I'm going to use one of the bags here just to throw everything else into. And first thing I'm going to do is get this stuff out of here and get a wash on. So I'm going to do that and I'll check back in. So one thing I think is really beneficial to do is to simplify at the source. And what I mean by that is to literally start at the very, very beginning, at the very, very start of whatever the thing is that you want to simplify, and go from there. For example, I have an awful lot of clothes that I'm currently going through the laundry. I also have a wardrobe and dresser full of clothes I don't wear. So the process of decluttering is really going to help me to simplify this job at the source, simplify the job of laundry, simplify the job of organisation of my clothes at the source. Because when I declutter and reduce what I don't use and what I don't need, it makes it much easier. I'll have less laundry because I'll have less clothes. And another huge thing it does is it reduces the amount of decisions you have to make, which I think overall when decluttering makes the whole experience a lot simpler. Hi guys, my lovely muddy supervisor wants to come and say hello. Look at him. He's all muddy. Mwah. Thanks. One of the benefits as well of simplifying things is it allows you much more time to do things that you enjoy and spend with people you love, or for this example, with dogs you love. Whew, okay guys, that's done. That's one corner cleared. So yeah, Mr. Supervisor was trying to run in there, so I just thought I'd show him to you, his lovely muddy self. I'm just waiting, my dad's going to give him a shower, so. But yeah, so that laundry's going to take a long time. So I have the first lot on, and I always make that as a suggestion. If you're doing, like if you've a lot of laundry to do and you're doing a project like this, clean and decluttering, like a big project, or even to be honest, if you're doing your day to day and it's going to take an hour or so, put on a wash and let that be running while you're doing other things, because there's nothing worse than to sit around waiting an hour for something, like a wash to be finished. So, you know, let it run when you're doing other things. But yeah, we've a lot of stuff in this wardrobe. So, like we've a huge amount of stuff, and I need to kind of go through it with a fine tooth comb, and I need to be quite strict. I really do need to be quite strict, because there's a lot of stuff I have that I'm like, oh, I'll wear that another time. And you know, my other sizes, as you guys know, are in storage up in the attic, and we're not dealing with that today. I'm going to say that straight off the bat. We are not dealing with that today. They are up in the attic. They're staying there for the moment. They're not in anybody's way. They're not taking up much room. That's fine. But everything in this wardrobe, I have, like, I held on to, for example, hoodies, because I really like them. They're really comfortable. They're really cozy. But like, for one example, I have an Adidas jumper, and you know, the stripes on it, they're literally coming away. Like, but I kept it because it was really comfy. And I've since bought stuff to replace it that's in the laundry right now, so there's no point in me keeping them anymore, because since I've bought that stuff I haven't touched them, and I haven't really missed them, to be honest. So a lot of it's going to be going through that. I did get an order of clothing from Long Tall Sally. It's the shop I get my clothes from. There before Christmas, it was maybe around October time, November time, I can't remember exactly, but when I got that, it replaced a lot of the clothes that I was wearing previously, because as you guys know, if I don't donate clothes, I literally wear them until there's holes in them. I don't like, you know, wasting fabric and wasting clothes and, you know, fast fashion and all that jazz. Like, whatever you're into yourself, it's just not my vibe. But I try, like, sometimes obviously there's some stuff you have to get in that way, but I'm trying to avoid as much as I can. But anyway, before I get way off topic, I have a lot of clothes to go through. I have a huge amount of underwear that I don't wear, don't like, they don't fit, or they're not comfortable. Because before Christmas, or maybe it was the end of the summer, I don't remember exactly, but I was like, right, I'm gonna replace a lot of my underwear because it's crappy, basically. And I went and bought a load of stuff. So I need to go through and clear out like 80% of them, I'd say. 60% anyway, because I still need some to wear, but yeah. And also I've been sick as well, so I haven't been doing laundry. That one of the reasons as well my laundry basket's so full is because there's two I think full bed sets, and one of them is like this. It's like this teddy fleece, I think it's called, like cuddly thingy, which is great for the winter. But the thing about it is it's absolutely massive when you take it off. I will be changing the bed as well today. I have left one of the laundry bags in next door so I can put this bed into it, because I'll be changing that as well. Anyway, would it be me if I didn't ramble on for a few minutes? But yeah, so you guys have probably seen all the like the random bags. A lot of it is stuff I just got for like gifts and stuff over Christmas. I got quite a few books and stuff. So, and then the basket, which you guys have seen a million times, I usually use that to bring my socks up from downstairs. The main thing I'm gonna focus on is gonna be this wardrobe, which you don't know what I'm talking about right now. It's the wardrobe behind where you are. Where all my clothes are. I need to go through it. I need to pull literally everything out of it and clear out like most of it, I'd say. Because honestly, I just don't wear the stuff. Like, I just don't wear it. And some of it's going to be really challenging, because I'm out of decluttering a while, and I'm hoping all that, you know, muscle memory, if you want to call it that, comes back to me. But I still do have the, oh, what if I need it one day? Which I know is so stupid. But I know it's annoying, and I'm always saying, you know, forget about it, the money's gone. You know, and I think one thing that hugely delays me with that is, you know, as I mentioned alongside the shop I shop in, they're based in the UK, so I have to get the stuff shipped from the UK. So if I order clothes from them, now I think they have a warehouse in Ireland, but if I order stuff from them, it can take a while to get here. So, you know, it's not like, you know, the way when you've a night that you weren't expecting, you can run into town or the city or the nearby shops and grab a top or a jumper or cardigan or whatever you like. You can do that. I unfortunately do not have that luxury. So I kind of have to be very mindful in how I do things. But also I have a lot of crap there that needs to go, that I'm holding on to for God only knows what reason. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to sit here and say, I need all of it, I really do. I don't. But anyway, so I'm going to stop waffling because I've been talking for way too long. And I'm going to fill you guys in throughout the video while I get on with this decluttering. And I will check back in with you guys after that. Really, really hope you guys enjoy. So I think a big part of simplifying here in relation to this job was for me was to pull everything out off shelves, the dresser, the hangers, everything, and get a realistic picture of what I have. Because once I have that realistic picture, I think for me it limits my need to go, oh, what if I need this and what if I need that? Because I can actually see what I have, and then that lowers my want to kind of make excuses and go, oh, well, just in case I might need it. Just in case I might need it. Well, I don't need it because I have 4 of them and I can see that in front of me. And I think that's a big part of it as well, is to really look and assess on a bigger picture what you have. Now, obviously, I haven't gone through all the laundry. That will be coming up in a future video, and that would have been a more simple option, but also we have to be realistic in what we have and, you know, progress over perfection in relation to this. Like, I do have a lot of clothes, but it's a bit ridiculous when I see all this. It's pretty crazy. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's my arm. You can't really see it that well. My arm really straight across. That's too many clothes, guys. It's way too many clothes. And that doesn't include the 2 huge bags I have gone down to laundry. Now, also bear in mind with laundry a lot, that's bedding. It's a big quilt cover like this and a regular quilt cover, and there's loads of sheets and there's the mattress protectors. And I think I have the pillow protectors. Anyway, there's lots of crap in that. So, yeah, but like this is absolutely ridiculous. Like, no one needs this much clothes. And like, granted, I have seasonal clothes, like, don't get me wrong, I do, and this is everything. But even like as I'm looking here at these boxes, like there's like underwear in them. I'm like looking at going, hate that one, hate that one, hate that one. Yeah, so this is a bit ridiculous now. This is absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, we're gonna have to cut this. I'd say we're gonna have to cut this probably in half anyway, at least in half. And go from there. Now, thankfully, a lot of the stuff on the hangers is the older stuff. It's jeans that I'm not going to wear, hoodies. They'll be easy decisions, which is great. Start pulling stuff out, start going through stuff, and yeah, you're going to see like summer stuff in here as well. Like, you know, like they're like my summer pajamas. They're like shorts, but like my room is super warm, so like I'll wear them in like February, March. I'll do that anyway. So yeah. Anyway, I will check back in with you guys. I'm going to start on this now, and then I'm going to check back in with you guys in a few minutes. So I've got some IKEA blue bags here, and I'm going to sort into these. What we're keeping, I'll leave on the bed. What's going, we'll go into these. Now, one part of simplifying this was literally having my bag ready before I started. Now, if you've watched my videos before, you've probably seen me on several occasions end up making 3 piles or 4 piles, and then having to get all those piles and fit them into a bag, and then the bag gets full, and it's a whole thing. So, in order to simplify, a huge part of simplifying, should I say, is preparation and being organised. So, you know, if you need your bag for cycling, if you need your box for cycling, for, you know, charity, whatever, you know, have it ready before you start. So then it's one job. You fill the bag once. That's it. You don't make a pile and then transfer it. You're ready before you go. And also, going into these things with a plan. Now, I know your plan could literally be as simple as declutter what I don't need. And if that's what works for you, fine. The whole point of this really is to try and keep it simple. And I absolutely agree with that. But with me, in my decision making, you'll see here a couple of items I pick up and I put down, and I pick up and I put down, and I take them into the bag and I put them back in the thing, and, you know, overcomplicating it. And I had to remind myself to keep it simple and ask myself some simple questions. And this is, I think, is a really important fact. Asking yourself simple questions. Don't overcomplicate it. Keep it really simple. In relation to clothing, do I wear this? Yes or no? Very simple. No, maybe, if, sans, but. Yes or no questions. Do I wear this? No, I don't. Let it go. You know, am I ever going to wear it? Have I worn it in the last 6 months? Now, you can throw that all into one question if you want. Whatever works specifically for you. But what I find is when you get into that breakdown of have I worn it, am I going to wear, when was the last time I wore, that I think for me personally, and I think for a lot of people, leads to much quicker decision making fatigue, you know, getting worn out making all the decisions. And that's why I'm talking about simplifying. Do I wear this? you know, or even go in with the baseline being, am I ever going to wear this again? Honestly, like, be really honest. And I think that's a huge part as well. Asking simple questions. Am I going to wear this? Does it fit me? Do I like it? And I think that's a huge thing people forget to ask. Do I like this? You know, we all have that, you know, maybe go-to outfit that we wear for, you know, that unexpected special occasion. If you don't like it, there's no point in wearing it. And I know a lot of us keep stuff for, oh, that works really well for this event or that event. And you don't like it. And then that in turn leads you to wearing it and feeling uncomfortable. You know, and all that stuff has kind of a roll-on effect. But without getting too much into that, I'm really trying to work on keeping it simple. Like, literally, the clothing, does it have a purpose for me? Does it fit in with my lifestyle? Now, you can ask as few or as many questions as you like or as you need to, whatever makes you feel comfortable. But I think the essential baseline is do I need this item? And in relation to a lot of these clothes, I didn't. The socks, I got rid of nearly all of them. Most of them were worn, or I just didn't wear them because they're not comfortable or they don't fit me, or, you know, they don't work with the stuff that I have anymore. So I kind of went into this process. The best word I can use is being savage. Like, literally, no excuses, no rubbish. If I do not wear it, it is gone. You know, and all this, like, you know, attitude of, oh, well, you know, oh, well, what if I need it on a rainy day, or what if I get this? And I kept saying to myself, if I keep all these clothes, it's another excuse for me to not keep on top of my laundry because I have so many clothes. And then it was like, oh, well, I'll keep extra stuff in case I run out. I don't want to run out of underwear or t-shirts or socks or whatever. Whereas in fact, I'm trying to simplify things. I want to get myself into more of a routine to be able to do, you know, laundry once a week or whatever number of times I need to do it. In order to that, I need to reduce the amount of clothes I have. And I think at the top of it is, there's a bigger goal to all of this, and I think we need to set that goal, or if you want to use the word intention, and set the intention before you start. Now, I know that might seem a little bit airy-fairy to people, and that's absolutely fine. But what I would say is keep that intention or goal in mind as you go out through the process. And when you get to the points of, oh, maybe I will, maybe I won't, you know, when you get to those stages, you can remind yourself what your goal is, what is your end result. For example, going through these here, I have a lot of old jeans here, and where my jeans go is in the thighs. That's just where they've always gone. It's where they go. And I had 3 or 4 pairs here, and before I even went in to do this declutter, I knew they were going to go. I'd already made the decision. I'd already said, right, I had to think about the items that I have, what I could think of, what I could remember I had. And I already made the decision before I even went in. And I have to say, that saved me so much time in the long run. Like, because I literally went in and was like, where are those jeans? In the bag. Where's this top? In the bag. Where's that jumper? In the bag. You know, this is old, this is new. You can even see me here trying up that pajama top to myself, which I eventually got rid of. But it's like, it's all about simplifying things and making it easier and making the journey easier for you. Because I think in a lot of instincts, we ourselves can make things more difficult than they need to be. You know, and of course there's sentimental attachment to things and there's memories and, you know, all that kind of thing. But I think getting down to kind of bare bones of it, my journey of decluttering this year and what I'm going to focus around is on holding on to objects that really mean something to me and that are important to me, so that I have the amount of objects that I can actually enjoy all of them. Because when you have so much stuff, you can't even enjoy it, because it can be hard to know where to start, and, you know, it can be overwhelming to see everything and, you know, all those kind of things. So, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to be a minimalist realistically. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'd be able for that. But what I'm trying to do is minimize and simplify. And that's my goal more than anything, is simplicity in life and taking out complication. Because I feel like life is complicated enough without us adding to it. And for my mental health this year, in all aspects, I need to simplify things. What I'm doing right now is I'm hanging up a lot of any like trousers and hoodies. Now, I'm not saying they're going to stay there, but just to get them up off here so I can see what I'm working with. I filled this bag so far, well, it's nearly full. I haven't really kept much, to be honest, because as I said, most of them, the drawers I didn't wear. There's some stuff I still think I might get rid of. I have a little like bag down here. I have a couple of black tank tops and I do wear them a lot, so I kind of want to see what I have. And you know, obviously I have the stuff in the laundry as well, which it would be ideal if I had all that washed already, but I don't. So you know, I don't want to get rid of everything and then discover I've none left. So I'm going to have this little kind of maybe bag. Now I know I usually avoid maybe bags, but unfortunately it's going to have to be a necessity for me this time, but we're getting through it anyway. I'm getting rid of a lot of it because, to be honest, I'm like, oh, I'll keep it, you know, just in case. And then like some of it is so old. A big problem I'm having in a lot of the clothes is they're pilling. Like they're really badly pilling. Like the whole thing is like has pilling. If anyone doesn't know what pilling is, it's like this. It's like this little bobbly bits. But like some of the clothes, it's all over them. So it doesn't look great, and it's like, why am I keeping those clothes? There's a little bit on that top, like it's literally just that little corner, so I'm going to keep that for the moment. I wear that top a lot. But yeah, I'm going to keep powering through now. We're through a lot of it already, which I'm delighted with. It's actually not taking nearly as long as I thought it would. It's not nearly as difficult as I thought it would be. I have a little YouTube video here running off to the side, so I would recommend that if you're doing a big cleaning or organisation or declutter, put on a podcast, you know, put on some music, a movie, you know, a TV show, YouTube video, whatever. It makes the job, in my opinion, it makes the job go faster and it doesn't seem like, you know, as difficult when you're doing something else, you know. Anyway, I'm going to get back to this and get through the rest. And honestly, from what's left there, I'd say another 30% this is going to go. Hopefully. We will see. I think another aspect as well of simplifying that is really important is to be more flexible, you know, and to be a little bit less rigid. Now, that may contradict to an extent what I'm saying, right? And I get that, I really do. But it's like, in the past, I would have had the attitude of, oh, you know, you do it this way and this is the way to do it, and, you know, X, Y, Z and A, B, C and 1, 2, 3 and whatever. But I think that's also limited me in my ability to do things well. Because as well as that, with any skill or any process you're learning or developing, whether it's decluttering, whether it's trying a new hobby, whether it's learning a language, there's trial and error. You know what I mean? Some things will work for you, some things don't. And for example there, as I just said a moment ago, I'm hanging stuff up in the wardrobe to get it out of the way. Now previously I wouldn't have done that. You know, I would have been like, oh no, I only need to hang the stuff that I need to hang, and I need to fold the stuff that I need to fold, and la 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 la. But I think one thing that's important is to allow the flexibility for yourself to try new things. And I think that's really important. Now, that may sound silly when I'm just talking about decluttering. You know, you may think that's a bit weird, like, but for me, you know, one thing that I can be is a little bit inflexible. I don't know if you guys know that about me, but I can get a little bit caught up, you know, in the details and stuff like that, which is really good for some things, but for stuff like this, it can make the job harder. It can also make it take a lot longer. Like sometimes I can get so caught up in I need to find the system and the whole thing, and I have to put this here and that there. And then I spend so much time literally in my head thinking about all the things that I'm literally doing nothing. So I think, as I said, pre-planning helps to avoid that if you already have a plan in place. But also I believe flexibility. Like even here as you look, I'm just after finding the 2 dresses there and hung them up. I didn't even know that they were on the shelf, to be honest. I forgot they were there. And because I think I was more flexible, when stuff like that comes up, stuff that's unexpected comes up, it makes it a little bit easier. And I think also having the ability to be flexible in saying like, oh, I have this item that belonged to a family member or whatever, rather than you sitting there for 25 minutes thinking about, oh, will I, won't I get rid of it or keep it? And it becomes this highly emotional, you know, journey. And it might even be something that you're not ready to deal with, or you're just not in the headspace to deal with. You know, having the flexibility to say, no, I'm going to set that to the side for now. You know, I'm going to wait a day or two and then I'm going to come back to that. You know, and it's like structure with flexibility, if that makes sense. Like, don't shove it in the drawer for 6 months. Like, if you have to do it, then do that. But like, you know, flexibility to the point of you'll still get the job done, but not to the point where you are restricting yourself so much. Because that is a thing that I honestly have to say that I have done many times. You know, trying to be, you know, perfect. I'm a perfectionist. You wouldn't know by the state of that bed right now. But I am a perfectionist and I'm working on it. But it's like that perfectionism can be as much of a hindrance as it is a help. And I think, again, coming back to my original point, and I suppose the theme of this video, which is simplifying things, breaking it down to its key components. The entire point of decluttering is to get rid of the stuff that you don't need. Like, at the crux of it, that's what this is about. And that's what we're trying to do. One part of this whole process is to remember that, is to remember why we're doing it, what we're doing and how we're doing it. But remember the bare bones. And I think a lot of us, especially with the world we live in, there's so many distractions, there's so many things coming at us at once. It can be really hard to simplify things down, and you know, it's very easy to get overwhelmed. And especially with something like decluttering, it's incredibly easy to get overwhelmed, especially if it's your first time doing it. Like, I know the first time I did a big declutter, I got a little bit overwhelmed. Now, I am so lucky myself to have grown up in a house where, you know, decluttering happened quite a bit. Now, we didn't call it that back then, but like, my mum was a great person for getting rid of stuff once it was gone. It's just how she did things. And I'm very lucky, but I also have a lot of people that I know that, you know, didn't grow up with that, and it's not normal to them. So it is a new skill you have to learn. It's like learning a language. If you've never done it before, how are you supposed to know how? You know, and that's another thing as well with simplifying. You know, what is the task that you want to do and how are you going to get there? And, you know, create your steps, create your plan. But I would also say go easy on yourself. Because I know for me, the process of decluttering in the past has brought up a lot of guilt and a lot of shame and a lot of sadness and a lot of emotions. And then I've made it in my head to be this, oh God, it's so complicated and I'm doing it wrong and I'm supposed to feel relief and I'm supposed to feel better, but I don't. I feel awful and therefore I'm doing it wrong. And now it's this big, complicated, scary thing and now I don't want to do it again. And, you know, it becomes this thing. Return back, I would say, to the point and to the centre of it and simplify it down to the fact of you are just trying to get rid of stuff that you no longer need and that you no longer services you so that you can have a simpler life. So I'm really happy with what we've left. Just this bit here. These few boxes here. Oh, this looks like a mess. This is just one pair of trousers that I need to hang up. Now, let me just fold it there so you get the idea. These couple of boxes. So honestly, that's going to fill about half the drawers. Like literally. Like these boxes, I can fit 3 of these. I think 2 or 3 of them in each drawer. So I literally have over half the boxes empty. So I'm happy with that. Then in relation to what we've hung up, that's everything there I've kept. So this was about here originally. So, and as I said, depending on how full the drawers are, I'm probably not even gonna hang all this stuff. Like, I usually don't like to hang wool. Now obviously it's not wool, it's polyester, but it can damage it. But it was really just to get it up off the bed. Ideally I'd like to get, honestly I'd just get all this into the drawers, but I don't think that's gonna happen, but at least half of this into the drawers. Drawers are here. They're all sorry, you can't really see that very well. They're all completely empty. Sorry guys, the door's caught in a bag, so I can't really open them any further. Shoes I need to go through. So far this is what we're getting rid of. Actually, I'll bring it up on the bed so you can properly see it. That's what we're getting rid of. So I think that's probably around half, if not over half, of the pile that was on the bed. I think it's over half, to be honest. But I'm really happy with that, and there's still more to go. The room is already starting to sound a bit echoey because obviously all these shelves were full. The drawers were full. The wardrobe had a good bit in it. The chair was covered. So I'm really happy that we got, like, for context, there's my hand, you know, and that's a big IKEA bag. That's my hand there, and it's completely full. It's overflowing, to be honest. That's why I have the second one. Anyway, I'm going to take a quick break and check back in with you guys soon. Hope you're enjoying the video so far. So to kind of wrap up the simplifying aspect of the video, what I'm going to say is the process of decluttering can be incredibly challenging. It can be emotional, it can be physically draining, it can be nostalgic, it can be so many things. But what I will say is if you need to break it up into categories of items, and that's what works for you, then I would recommend you do that. If you need to break it up into, different rooms, then do that. If you need to break it up into different sections of a cupboard, and that's what you need to do, then do that. But what I will say is planning makes the whole job so much simpler. And I'm also going to say, please go easy on yourself. Be patient with yourself, especially if it is your first time decluttering. I have been decluttering for a very long time. And every time I do it, I get rid of something. And I always think, I've gotten rid of everything. And then I do it again. And it's a constant process, and you will do it over and over again. Like, I'm not saying you have to do it every week, but you will probably find stuff throughout the time that you had to keep before, and a year later, you will have no idea why you kept it. Like, I'm going through these bags here, I'm finding packaging. The tags are still on some of the stuff. And part of simplifying is not keeping stuff I don't want. I have these boxes here that I kept because they were pretty. Now, you see me messing around with this box here. It was like a sparkly box. I was like, oh, it's a really sparkly box. I like it. It's a cardboard box. And for me, that's a thing for me. Sparkly stuff. I love sparkly stuff. But also, like, oh, it's a cute box. It's a cute bag. I know I'm not going to use it. The stuff has been in this box, and I've actually used these bags less than I've ever used them, because they were in this box, because those boxes were stacked and there was stuff on top of them. And it was like, oh God, I couldn't be bothered in taking all that stuff out, which is why I brought back in these boxes from the Kallax unit that I've had forever. I think they're called the Drona in IKEA, DRONA, if anybody's interested. But that's literally a case of me pulling that out. I can get into it really easily. And once I actually had everything in the box, I couldn't understand why I'd never done it before, but I was really happy with it, and it's so much tidier and neater. And I'm so happy with how it turned out. But the main point of a lot of the stuff I've spoken about today is simplifying it, making it easier. Reduce the decision-making fatigue, reduce the amount of decisions you have to make. And really, really important part of simplifying that I don't say often enough in my videos. Ask for help, okay? If you need help, ask for help. If you're in a house with 4 people or 5 people or 2 people or whatever, it doesn't just have to be you. Get other people to help you. If it's not just your stuff, get people to help you. Get them to do their own stuff. Now, I know obviously that can be more complicated with children, especially if you have young children, but you would be amazed if you actually sit down with a child and say to them, look, we have too much stuff. We need to get rid of some of it. You'd be amazed the amount of stuff the kids will be like, don't use that, I don't use that, I don't like that, I don't play with that. Oftentimes kids are much better at this than we are. And in a lot of cases, I think it's because they don't have long-term emotional attachments to things yet. They haven't developed them to inanimate objects. But I would highly recommend, and I think it's also a good practice and a really good skill to teach your kids. And teach them young as well. They adapt to it very quickly usually. But anyway, that is my best tips for simplifying decluttering. Keep it simple. Reduce decision-making fatigue. Do what works for you. And ask for help, guys. By all means, ask for help. I will probably have more tips in the future for simplifying decluttering. But for today, in relation to what we're doing, that's what I've got to offer. What I'm going to move on to now is where I've been, and a little life update and a little channel update that I know some of you have been waiting on for a while now, and that's what I'm going to move on to now. And if you're not interested in listening to that, if you jump ahead to around the 40-minute mark, you'll be around near where the before and afters are. But I hope you'll stick around and listen to the update. But it is up to you, of course. So anyway, getting on to what happened. So basically, most of December and most of December I was sick, and part of November. Now, guys, I have recorded this section several times. So this time we're going to make it as succinct as is humanly possible. Because you know me, I'm a rambler. I ramble, and I do apologise for that. But anyway, so the Cliff Notes version of what happened. Now, this is my version of Cliff Notes, okay? So can we begin with realistic expectations, please? So anyway, around the end of November, my dad was away. I was at home by myself. I was minding the dog. Unfortunately, I got winter vomiting bug. I have no idea where I got it from. Like, literally, I have no clue. But I was on my own in the house, which sucked. Because if you've ever had winter vomiting bug, you kind of have to stay close to home, if you catch my meaning. But yeah, so that sucked, and I was by myself. And now, obviously, I had friends and stuff who were more than willing to help, but when you're at home by yourself all day and you've a dog who needs entertainment and all the things, and I don't know if you've ever been around a Jack Russell that hasn't been walked, but they can't stop, won't stop. So I was trying to organise that as well, which was very challenging at that time of the year as well, because people aren't around, especially like weekends and stuff, or during the week around like end of November, December. Everyone has Christmas parties, they're going away on their final holidays, they're doing Christmas shopping, etc. So that didn't work out too well for me. But then following that, we came into the start of December. Also, I had just began my CPAP treatment. So that was like a whole thing, and I had to get used to that. So I was quite tired from that, and then I got the vomiting bug, which really didn't help matters. So that was fine, and then we kind of came into around the start of December, and then around the start of December, I had booked in for my COVID and flu vaccine, my COVID booster and my flu vaccine, and that was fine. That was around the first week of December. My dad was home at that stage. Towards the end of the vomiting bug, I'd put up the decorations and the tree and everything, but I was still quite sick when I was doing it, so I didn't film it, because the guys, I literally hadn't the energy. And you did not want to see me dragging my butt around. So I was very unwell. No one needed to see that on film, like on video. No one did. It would have been very unentertaining. But anyway, so got the vaccines. Had a bit of a tweak in my back, bit of a pain back, didn't worry about it. Got home, went home to rest. I usually get quite tired after the COVID vaccines. No big deal. So my dad was, I think, out doing the Christmas shopping, or he was getting something. He came home and I stood up out of the chair and my whole back went into a spasm. Very painful, very uncomfortable. Ended up going to the doctor then on the Friday, found out I had slipped a disc in my back, which was not fun at all. And that lasted for probably 10 days. I couldn't walk really, I couldn't really stand or sit, or couldn't really do anything. And that brought us up to about maybe the 14th or 15th-ish of December. Then following that, my dad had a bit of a head cold. I had a bit of a head cold. I was trying to get him to take a COVID test. So I said, I'll take one with you. I took the COVID test. He took the COVID test. And I sat there with my righteous indignation. I sat there up on my high horse, up on my moral high ground, waiting for him to get a positive test and me to get a negative one, to be like, you should have listened to me. Only to discover that, in fact, no. He had the moral high ground. He did not have COVID, and I unfortunately did. So the COVID finally got me. And it was around the middle of December, of course, naturally. Obviously, I couldn't do any Christmas shopping up till then, so of course I'd scheduled to do it then, to get it all done the last 2 weeks. But sure, of course, no, you've COVID, you got to stay at home. Now, I know the regulations are different in different countries, but you have to stay at home in Ireland for the first 5 days. Like, them's the rules. So maybe it was a little bit later, could have been around the 18th then or something like that. But the COVID finally got me. After nearly 4 years, she finally got me. It really wasn't a big deal. I wasn't that sick. I had like a sniffle. But I was testing positive. I managed to get over the 5 days. The day before I had a hairdresser appointment. Thankfully, I was able to go to that. And I had family home for Christmas, and I was able to get them from the airport as well, because I'd just gotten over the few days then. But then I was continuing to keep an eye and do tests, and according to online, anyone who is at high risk or any risk of COVID, you can't be around them for 10 days. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to see a lot of my family over Christmas, which sucked because it was high risk people in all the different houses. So that kind of sucked. And of course, I was sick over Christmas and was staying away from everybody. But yeah, so that's pretty much how that went. And then that went on till around, that went on till about the 27th or something, I think was the day 28th maybe was the day I could actually finally leave, and I was out of the risk zone for infecting other people. And then I got a really bad bacterial chest infection, which are common with COVID. And let me tell you, that was way worse than the COVID ever was. But yeah, and now we are in January, and we are near the end of January, and that's kind of up to date where I was and where I've been. And I'm sorry I've missed so many videos, and I missed you guys terribly, and that's the update really.
I watch you sleep. You don't know I'm looking. With you everything's complete. Do you know how much I love you? I put your favorite song on just to wake you up. When I dance around, I can't help but feeling I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. Forever. Forever.
Okay, so that is the end of the majority of that wardrobe. The only thing I've left to do in there really is go through the shoes, which I'm gonna leave for today, because obviously I have a lot of stuff here. So this right here, this huge bag here, this huge bag here, and this bag here is everything I'm getting rid of. So everything here will either be donated or cycled or whatever. So if you saw the pile earlier on the bed, this has taken out about as much room. So between everything I got rid of and the clothes that I kept, I got rid of pretty much everything that was on the bed. So I'm really, really happy about that. If you're wondering where some of the bags and stuff came from, I had bags and stuff up in the attic, so we brought them down. We were putting the decorations away over Christmas. I said I'm going to bring those bags down and go through them, so I actually managed to get rid of a lot of these little kind of bags and, you know, little cosmetic bags and stuff. I have loads of them and I don't use them. They're sitting in the attic for the last year and I haven't gone looking for them, so. But yeah, so everything here is going, which I'm really happy with. If any of you know how big an IKEA bag is, I have 2 of them full. So I have a lot of stuff there, which I'm really, really happy about. I still have to go through that wardrobe, the drawers really, in more detail, and that video will be coming up very shortly on the channel. But for today, what I want to do is I want to get it clear and get the boxes off the bed and get the clothes off the bed so I can sleep tonight. I think I've done that now, so we've got a hell of a lot of stuff to get rid of here. I don't even think the camera will pick up how much stuff there is here, guys. Like literally, I don't even know, because that's white as well. I don't even know if that will. Hold on. Like these bags are huge. I thought, like, to myself, I'll probably get rid of 1.5 IKEA bags. That'd be great. But I've done over 2, which I'm really happy about. But again, just kind of the last few reflective words and stuff. What's going to be happening soon is going through that chest of drawers, drawer by drawer, box by box. I have 1, 2, 3, I think I have 7 of the boxes are empty at the moment, which is great, sounds great, but obviously I have all the laundry to do. So until that laundry is finished, dried, whatever, I can't bring it up here, make sure I'm keeping it all, and then obviously put it away until that happens. So, you know, as I mentioned earlier on, I have some stuff hanging. I want to put that in the drawers, ideally, but we'll see what will happen, because once those clothes that I'm wearing all the time come back up, I'll go through them as well, because there is underwear and stuff in there that I don't want. And there's, I think, 1 or 2 t-shirts are a little bit tatty. As I mentioned previously, I had my maybe bag. There's 4 tank tops in that. So I don't know if that's all of the black tank tops I have, or if there's 1 or 2 downstairs. So when that comes back up, I'll make a assessment on that. So in the next video, I'm also going to go through the shoes and stuff. I really don't have that many shoes. They're mainly runners, trainers, that kind of thing. There's a couple of nice pairs of shoes. Nothing major. I don't really own a lot of shoes. And if there's many there, it's just because I didn't bother to get rid of them, essentially. So yeah, another future video is going to be coming up with the other wardrobe. Where all my cosmetics are, all the books are in there. I also want to give you guys an update on the construction. The construction will be happening in February. I'm 98% sure this time. I know I was that sure before, but I'm it's gonna be happening. Now I'm not sure of the final, like down to the nitty gritty, shall we say. The things I do know are happening is all the wallpaper here is going to be taken down. The ceiling needs to be skimmed, so that's going to be a big job. Obviously the carpet's going to be coming up, and my floor needs to be repaired. There's a couple of repairs to be done on my floor, so this carpet will be gone. Thank God, I hate it. I don't know if I'm going to keep the carpet or get a wood floor. I don't know yet. I'm still in negotiation about getting rid of this wardrobe. I was more confident about it, but now once again I am less confident about it. But it's so massive, and part of what I did last year as well was to, as I said to you guys at the time, if you were here then, was to empty out these shelves and see if I actually needed them. And I didn't. Like, I put my clothes on them sometimes because I wasn't bothered putting them away, but then when I did put them away, like, they weren't used. Like, on this shelf at the moment I have one of the Great Pyramids Lego. I have the Fab Five Loft from the Queer Eye show. If you're not familiar with it, it's on Netflix. Watch it, it's awesome. I have the Lego, I can't remember what the name of the set is, but it's like, oh, Lego House. It's like, it's based on the Lego factory in Denmark. And then I have a couple of boxes of jigsaw puzzles that could go literally anywhere. Like, it literally doesn't matter. And then I have a couple of Harry Potter jigsaws or Legos. And that's pretty much it, guys. And I have my Horizon Lego and my Hunter Killer stuff. That's about it. I don't know if I show you guys my Horizon Lego. I think you've seen all the other ones. I'll show you this one real quick. So for those of you who don't know, I think many of you at this stage do know, but those of you who don't know, I'm a huge gaming fan. I don't know if I showed you guys this. This is one of my like prized possessions at the moment. It's Tall Neck from the Horizon video game series. But like stuff like this, obviously this is quite, there is a point to this by the way. This is quite a high piece of Lego. Like, I'd say it's probably 1.5 foot anyway, 2 feet. I don't know, I'm not great at looking at stuff, measuring stuff by ear, but like you can see it there from where I'm sitting. Like, that's against me, that's right beside, it's quite a big Lego. So obviously the big shelf is great for that, but also it's like, it's taking up so much room in my room, you know, and the presses, especially on the right here, are so deep that it just, I don't feel like it's really fit for function anymore. And I don't really have any office space. I have my desk there, which I don't really use, and then I have the desk in next door, which is also a very small desk. And originally I was hoping to turn that into an office, but apparently that's not going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen anymore. So I need to try and find, you know, room in here to work until I can make alternative arrangements. Which obviously I can't do right now. I'm not in a position to do right now. But yeah, I've another, also I'm hoping to launch another channel this year, which is gaming. So I'll fill you in on more of that later. I don't really have anything to fill you in on right now with that. So, but yeah, sorry, I'm getting very waffly now, guys. But anyway, so we got rid of a lot. We've done that wardrobe, we'll say, I'm going to say 70% of the time. I was going to say 90, but like 70% of the way. We need to do the shoes, we need to do the dresser, chest of drawers, whatever you want to call it. Ideally for me, if I could fit everything into one dresser, I would be absolutely delighted. And then on the rail, even half the rail, because then I know if I get rid of this wardrobe, I can fit everything into one single wardrobe, which I would love to get from IKEA, and then design it myself, put it in, and get exactly what I need. And then I'd have all this space open. I could put a desk in, I could have my Cricut crafting, I could have my, you know, computer setup, blah blah blah, whatever. But we'll see, I'll get back to you guys on that. Because I really don't know. And as previously mentioned, it's not my house, so I don't get to, it's not my house, and I don't get to make decisions like that, you know. Uninhibitedly, if that makes sense. But anyway, so we're going to clear out these. I'm going to bring these downstairs. We're going to get these out to the charity shop. I'm going to get through that laundry, and then when that laundry is done, I can get everything folded, sorted, and back in that, and then I'll be filming that, and I'll be sharing that with you guys in a future video. The chest of drawers, and that's where we're going to do the runners and all that, all the shoes as well. I'll do that then together with that. Another thing this room needs is a really big dust. I wish I could show you guys the dust. It's absolutely, like, it's bad, guys. It's really, really bad. For now, I'm really glad to be back. I'm really happy to be here. I'm going to ask as well, if you don't mind, if you can, please subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the videos I'm making. I really appreciate it, and it really makes a huge difference to me to do that, and it really helps the channel to grow and helps to support me so that I can make more and better content for you in the future. If you enjoy the video, please hit the like button if you don't mind. We are going to continue on with this series. We have the other wardrobe to do. We have the shelves here. That locker is a disaster, and I know I usually start off the year with this room, but like realistically my room is like one of the worst places. That's why I start here. It's a room that covers so many different categories of stuff, so that's why I usually start off here. We're going to do a lot more in this room. We've a lot more to go. I'm going to keep coming at you with videos. That sounds very aggressive. I don't mean it like that. I mean like I'll have videos every week. But yeah, we're going to keep going with that, and we're going to get this room cleared out, and I'm going to try and get it down to the minimum of what I need, because I have so much crap I don't want, and because of that I can't store the stuff I do want where I want it because there's no room left, or I can't do it the way I want it. So, and I'm really starting to like reassess a lot of things this year, reassess a lot about myself, about what I need. But yeah, we've done a huge amount today. We still have a lot more to do, which will be coming up in the next couple of videos. Anyway, I think I'm going to wrap this one up here. I've waffled the ear off, is enough. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you have a fantastic weekend and a wonderful week ahead, and I will talk to y'all soon. Okay, love y'all. Bye.